Well, I guess it's official. We're going to start script programming. It didn't work last spring, and I got 28 of you in this class this spring. I had 2 enrolled last spring. So the difference between 2 and 28 is 26 students. So which of the 26 of you, or which one of you are the 26? Probably all of you, right? I don't know if any of the other 2 are even still here. Y'all wanted to take this to get away from having to do Java, right?
Yes.
Well, JavaScript and Java are 2 completely different things, if you haven't figured it out or haven't known. Okay? JavaScript will be focusing on how to code web pages with JavaScript. That's what JavaScript is for, is to assist, like VBScript and ASP, how to program web pages. Okay? How to do CSS style sheets, that kind of stuff. That's what the Java book is about. I don't like it. I think there's a lot more you can do with it. But a lot of pages use JavaScript. With that being said, I want you to learn Perl, because Perl is more powerful than Java when it comes to coding in the web environment. But also, how many of you want to be a network administrator, work in cybersecurity? You're going to need to know how to protect against scripts that are hacking you. Okay? And those scripts are going to be written in Python, Perl, and Ruby. I figured, since we're doing web, let's just throw in PHP, because you can create a PHP database similar to an SQL database from a web app. So how many of you want to do web apps? You'll be able to create all sorts of different dynamic things. And this is part of what this book is about. That's why I want to throw a little bit of PHP in there. Everyone with me? That's why we're going to do 5 different scripting languages. Now, at first I said, well, you'll have these exercises, then I want you to program them in the other 4 languages. And I thought more and more about that. I'm like, well, that's not going to always work, because they can't be correlated directly. How many of y'all have gone in and looked at the content page on D2L? A few of you? Is in like today? Or last night? I'm sure most of y'all were kind of mad that I kind of held it and kept moving it and moving it and moving it. You're like, I can't get in and he keeps moving this. Well, the reason being is I had the class set up correctly the way I wanted it before break. Then they decided, oh, we're going to do an upgrade. And then all my stuff went away. I had everything via web paged on here. Set up. Pictures, you name it. Landscaped, everything. It looked great. And then they screwed me up with it. And I'm like, gee, thanks. All right. What we're going to have is we have a class discussion area. This can be used if you need to notify me or notify the class if you find something that you want changed or whatever. Okay? It's totally up to any of y'all. I don't hardly ever read them. Unless I get notified, click, with a little red dot, something, message or whatever. Dropbox. We have comprehensive checks. You see RE chapter. That's your reinforcement exercises. You have comprehension checks, which are in your book. Those are your 20 question things. Just kind of a review of what you learned in the chapter. Your review exercises will be, some chapters have had 7 and some have 10. Basically, it tells you step by step on how to build these pages. Then you have your 4 projects. What we're going to do with these projects in the Dropbox is, here's a language comparison sheet. It's actually 73 pages, but tells you Perl, Python, PHP, and Ruby. If you want to show the version in each one of them, that's how you do it. This column tells you what each one of these will do. Basically, I broke down each language for you in the functionalities. So if I said write a PHP program that tells me how to show the version, what would you do? Or what line would you send me? $ PHP equals version, right? No, it's dash dash version. How close is PHP to Perl? You see Python and Ruby? How close is that? Now you noticed up here, I have it grayed out, but those are the current additions that these coding languages will follow, or the syntax will follow. But you can keep on going down. Not to confuse any of you, I'm just going to get down here in a random area. Formatting. You can see how to format different spaces. Which one looks to be more beneficial? Probably Ruby, right? Two very small line of code does everything that you needed to do, the same as what Python will have you do it. Crazy, huh? But anyway, that's what that area is for. You okay, Beverly?
Yeah.
Okay, just making sure. We have PowerPoints in here. I do not click PowerPoints and read them to you. We discuss. Therefore, you will have Chapter 1 read when you come in next Wednesday night. Cool? I don't want to bore you to death. Y'all are grown adults. You don't need me to sit here at 7 o'clock at night and read you a PowerPoint. Right? So there are your 12 PowerPoints. Student files. For the reinforcement exercises, you're going to need student files for that chapter. Download this zip file. It'll give you all those student files that you need. It's in the contents area. Simple enough? And if you need the syllabus, it's down here too. I'm also going to add an area in here for my lectures. So if you have to miss a week, you'll still be able to hear everything that went on. Bryce, you okay?
Mm-hmm. He will.
There's no way to it. It probably not even get to Cole. Quizzes. You have one final exam. That's your quiz. And
we don't have a term paper in this.
no. You have a 200 question final exam though, out of possible 392 questions. Depends on how nice you are. I might just give you a final exam study guide with the answers.
Oh, your study guides are good.
And I might give them to you this weekend. Okay, I guess no one wants them.
We're in shock.
So we're being-
We're in shock. So
We're being respectfully silent.
yeah, we didn't want to hoop and holler.
That's what I was hoping for.
We hoop and holler.
Just make sure that no baseball hits my car, and we'll be okay.
All right. I'll make sure.
Because if it does, then I know who to come to. What position do you play, Cole?
Second.
You're opposite direction of the parking lot then. All right. Where was I? Your overall grades. Each night you're here, you get 6.25 points. 10% of your course grade is showing up. Now, aren't I so nice? I had to find 100 more points, so I said, well, just make it attendance. And the students are quiet. Man, I guess I don't have to give y'all my pet peeve about over talking me. Your projects, the 4 projects, what we're going to do is I will give you a program. You will convert it to each one of those languages.
Will it be in one of the 4 languages? Like the pro code?
No, the original code,
Yeah.
I'll probably have it in C++ or Java or
Okay.
something like that. But I want you to go find, and it'll be a basic program. It's not going to get real complicated. It'll be like using for loops, while loops, arrays, very basic programming. And I want you to see if you can correlate that to a PHP or Perl or Python or Ruby. With that being said, I have given you all access to vSphere. How many of y'all have vSphere? Okay. vSphere is a client that we can use to log in remotely and I have each one of the compilers for each one of those languages on a drive in here for you. So you can make sure that your program works before you submit it. I'll have to go under, I'm about to tell you a number. You see it has script 01 all the way to script 28. I'm going to give you a number, and that's going to be the drive that you will deal with for the rest of the semester. I'm going to give you that permission for that drive, respectively. I'll probably do it tomorrow during office hours. So by this weekend, you should be able to log in and have access. Melissa, you're 01. Christina, you're 02. Justin, 03. Trevor, 04. Karen Carlisle, you're going to be 5. Jackson, you'll be 6. Brittany Cox, you're 7. Elise, you're 8. Cole, you're 9. Adam Ellison, you're 10. Bryce, you're 11. Ryan, you're 12. James, you're not here, but you're 13. Johnny Hernandez, you are 14. Luke Irwin's not here, he's 15. Brittany Jordan, you're 16. Beverly, you're 17. Tracy, you're 18. Benjamin, who's not here, you're 19. Jose, who's not here, you're 20. Carlos, you're 21. Cole, you're 22. Jordan, you're 23. Anthony, you're 24. DJ, who's not here, you're 25. Marshall, you're 26. And Andrea, you're 27.
Which Cole was 9 and which Cole was 22?
You are 22, sir. And Cole Davis is 9. John, you're not on here, you'll be 28. Yes, ma'am?
I didn't get told.
What's your name again?
Karen.
I bet someone here dropped. Tierney, right after class, can you meet me down in my office in 111, and I'll give you your number, because it depends on what student dropped.
Okay.
Because I'm only authorized 28 students.
Do you have me on
You
the
you
roster?
will. You're not on the roster, but I'd already given you 28.
Right, but I mean, I just enrolled in the class today, so I wanna make
You-
sure
you'd be
it's
on-
showing up in D2L.
Are you not seeing D2L yet?
I don't
Okay.
see content.
They're supposed to be doing that this weekend, and
Okay.
used to they would do it every day. They got a new person in charge of it. He's only doing it this Friday and Saturday
Okay.
to put everyone in their correct rooms, because he didn't want to do it every day because everyone's moving around this week. But you'll be script 28 on here.
When did you say you were gonna have these up?
I'm going to put them up tomorrow, so you should have access to them by the weekend. And turn out, like I said, I will give you your number when I figure out which one dropped, so I can take it off this roster, because it matches up with the number in here, and then I can give you that number. But what we'll do is you come in here and you'll just turn on power on, and you'll have to right click on it and go back to Open Console.
Are we required to use these compilers, or like if we have a Linux box at home, can we just put the compilers on those? and
You can
use
put the compilers on those if you want. I'm just saying that this is so that you have access to it no matter where you're at. Here's Python, Ruby, and Perl. PHP is just through TextPad. Ruby Development Kit. Microsoft Expression, will be using this in class to do a lot of your JavaScript on. So that's why I put that out there for you to use. By the way, this is now free. Download from Microsoft because they no longer support it. This was Front Page's replacement. Anyway, that's where everything is at on here. Any questions on this? What we'll do is you hit the stop button, it shuts it down, you close it out. And that's pretty much the end of that. Y'all have any questions on vCenter or vSphere? What you'll need to do is you'll need to go to www.rose.edu /faculty/KDewey for Ken's page to download the 5.5 client. All these in here have it, but on your home computer, that's where you'd want to go. Like I say, you'll have this recording tomorrow, so you'll be able to go back and listen to it and type it in at home if you need to. Download 5.5 client. Your login, it will be your first name dash your last name dash RSC. The first letter of your first name and your last name are capitalized. And
If we had a password.
if you already had a setup, then you're fine. I'll just add you to your particular hard drive, and then you'll be good. For those of you that have not had an account before, your first password, your generic password, is password 1, 1 being the number, and with a capital P for password. Yes.
Who do we contact if it's been a while since we've been in vSphere and
It'll still. You need your
reset,
password
just
reset.
that number? Yeah,
Come see me.
just to
You see me or
just
Ken.
Roy, so,
Since Roy's last day's Friday.
you know.
So it'll be me or Ken, and you'll have better luck catching me than you will Ken. Is there any other questions? You are scared to death yet? Don't know what to expect? I'll put it this way. I have a couple things. Number one, my pet peeve. Don't talk when I'm talking. Reason being, I'll stop what I'm doing to listen to you because obviously you have something more important to say than I do. And I don't think the other 26 people outside your conversation in this classroom would appreciate it. Because each one of you are paying $50 not to be in your chair. It's a lot of money in this room. So take it for what it's worth. Remember, this is an educational institution. We're here to increase your knowledge base. And the best way to do it is to listen. Now, if you have a question, raise your hand. If I point to you, that means I've seen you and I'll come back to you. I have a photographic memory, so I'll know when you ask a question. Don't just yell out a question because I don't know who. I can't see through all these monitors now because they had the towers on the floor and then the monitors were down lower so I could see everyone. Now I can't see half of you. But I'm going to work with you on trying to get your names down. Give me 2 weeks and I'll have your names down for those of you that I don't already know. And I'm fairly good with names. Bathroom breaks or anything like that, just go do it. I don't need to know. I had a student last semester that drive me insane. I gotta go to the bathroom. I could care less. You're a grown adult. Do your business and come back. Same goes to the phone. Don't have your phone on a ringer. You can have it on a vibrate. We're all grown adults. We have families, relatives, friends. There are certain instances where you get called into work or whatever. That's fine. Just take it, go on out. Just try not to disturb anyone else. That's all I ask. Cool deal? Everyone halfway awake? Everyone was ready to go home for the night, right? Okay, I guess we'll keep you until 8:05 or 8:20 or 8:30, whatever time I want to keep you till.
7:40.
7:40.
Give you 8 more minutes.
This class will be fun and exciting. I have a very diverse group in here. I can tell y'all are all happy and giggly compared to my 9:30 class.
What's wrong with us?
You,
Call it, oh. Just called
I'm in
you
here
out.
too, though.
you're just like, no. Before you got there, you kind of livened them up, actually, Tracy, because they weren't saying anything. So yeah, I've been here since before that class started this morning. I think I've left the building one time, but so I'm kind of in a cabin fever.
It's okay, you're not missing anything outside.
No, it's just my 3.5-year-old. By the way, he turned 3.5 yesterday, and
He's here tonight, right?
I've been told that now by 2 students. Evidently, y'all know more than I do. My wife's in another class, taking a class. I'm assuming he's here, since evidently that's what I've been told. She went shopping today and spent more of my money, and comes and tells me, "Oh, we got him size 11.5 shoes." I'm thinking, he's 3.5 years old, and he comes up a little taller than my belly button. Yes, he's very tall. He's almost 42 inches tall. So if you see a little redheaded kid running around here screaming, that's probably my son. He's very independent. I'll put it that way. But no, we want to have fun in relaxing class. All right. I don't want you to feel stressed out. You show up, you do what I ask you to do. You can't fail my class. It's impossible. You don't show up and don't do what I ask you to do, you will fail my class. Y'all have heard of the bell curve, right? Instructors have shown y'all the bell curve before.
Yep.
A typical bell curve, for most instructors,
Now we're awake.
I told you that thing ejects me, is like this, right? Where you have 0.1% being your, or 0.2% being your A students. You have your B students, C's, D's, and F's. Right? That's the typical bell curve. My class, it's the horseshoe. A's, F's, B's, and it's actually more like this. Because I don't give D's. If you've earned a D, it's because you failed yourself. You will fail yourself in my class. I don't have to do it for you. There are instructors that will intentionally try to fail students to keep a bell curve. I could care less about the bell curve. I'd rather see all my students right here make an A, because that tells me that you cared and you really want this degree. You really want to know the information. So you show up and do what I ask you to do, you're going to make an A or B in my class. Where in that spectrum you fall, that's up to you. Some people are satisfied with a high B because that's the best they can do. Some people would die if they got a B. I'm one of those. I hated my instructors in college because I had the same one for about 7 classes, and I never got hired in a D in his class. He hated me. Well, that was partly my fault because I corrected him on the first night that I had him as an instructor, and he never forgot. I showed him up in a class of 12. And I proved my case and proved my point, and he proved that he controlled me with the grades. I had a 3.99. When I left his classes, I had a 2.99 GPA. I was never able to prove it because he never gave me any paper back. We never turned anything in class. So it was all a subjective grade. So I said, how can he prove that I didn't do it either? They go, well, he can't. So then I said, that's capricious grading. No, it's not, because he didn't grade you. Well, then how did he give me a D? So I fought that for several years, and then I said, forget it. I took my D's and went. I said I could care less about getting all these honors and FAB because it's just a sheet of paper on the wall. In here, I knew I was right. He's still teaching right now, and that's why I couldn't get at a university that I wanted to be at. I want to take his position. I want to shove it down his throat. I'm just so mean and vindictive.
Don't blame you.
But no student that has ever gone through his program likes him. He knows nothing. He hasn't been in the field in 30 years and claims to know everything.
So who is this?
You know what
So I
school
don't-
is
Yeah, what
this?
Yeah, so
university?
don't
Yeah.
ever take him.
His name, I can't tell you. But I can tell you it's SNU. And he's the department chair who is supposed to have been retiring every year since 2006. And as soon as he retires, I've already been told by the dean they want to get me. I said, nope, now I'm over here at Rose. Too late now. So I get a lot better students. I don't have to worry about classes making with 5 and 6 students. I can make a class of 28. Even though I find it funny that all my classes are 20 plus students, and this is the semester after I gave every student a 20-page paper.
Yeah.
Man, I thought at first I was the most hated instructor on this campus. Cole, you now have a 30-page final project for this class. And everyone that laughed, you get 40. No, just kidding. No, see, I don't like being vindictive. I'll mess with Cole because he messes back with me. But as long as you have that kind of personality in this class, you're going to be okay. I do keep it serious in here so you do learn. I don't let you go too far awry, but we can have fun in this class, okay? We got some good personality in this classroom. Some of my favorite students that I've had last semester in here. Several of them, actually.
He means me.
No, you're one of my worst ones. Now, I talked about you last class. Yeah, I had a student that lasted 2 weeks in my class after he made fun of you last semester. And I had a talking to him after class, and then he never showed back up. So, yeah, when he told me he despised women, I said, there's no room for that in my class. And he never showed back
What
up.
was in your class?
Huh? No, but that would be a good analogy. I did not hear you say that. This is being recorded. I did not hear you say that. No, it was a student, and I won't say the name, but the student never came back. All I ask is that you respect your fellow classmates, and they'll respect you. All right? What goes around comes around. We all believe that. Then we'll all believe it's time for class to go, and we'll see you next week.
Told you it was 7